I know it sounds like a bit of a mouthful, this strategy, but what it's really about is how Darlington plans for the future. The last few years has seen Darlington doing pretty well. The town's really moving ahead, more people in work, the town centre's been redeveloped. Look at all the new schools around the town, new business parks that are springing up. But the time at which to think about the future and not to rest on your laurels is when you're doing well, because the world's getting more and more competitive and there are new challenges that the town has to face. And what this is all about really is looking to the future and deciding what the priorities are to build on the foundations of what we've done in the last 10 or 11 years and make sure that in the future Darlington goes from strength to strength. I think the reason that this is slightly different is that it's actually come out of the community. It's something that I helped kickstart well over a year ago now. We got together the local community, local churches, police, health service, council, all working together and thinking about what the future holds for the town, and that's what makes it different. It is literally a one Darlington document. It's the town coming together, deciding collectively what we need to do in the future in order to strengthen the town, not just economically but socially and culturally as well. And I think the reason to be optimistic about the fact that it's not just going to sit on the shelves is that already it is being started to be implemented, and a lot of the things that are in that document are now being worked on and that people will see during the course of the next few years. I think the way you'll know whether this has been a success or not is if in 5 or 10 years' time, if Darlington is healthier, if it's safer, if it's greener, if there is more opportunities for people, young and old alike, and some of it you can quantify quite quickly, I think. Right now, for example, one of the ideas that came out of the strategy was that Darlington should have a university of its own. Now, people are working on that right now. I'm working on it, the council's working on it. I brought together the university and the college, and I think before long we're going to have a university centre in Darlington. Now, that will make a huge difference to the town, to the feel of the town, but also for opportunities for people in the town. Young people who don't have to leave, people who've been working maybe for 10 or 15 years, but who want to have the chance of going to university, but they're faced with the dilemma of whether they have to move away or stay at home. Now they've got an opportunity to get a university education slap bang here in the middle of Darlington. That's one of the ideas that came out of the document, and it is now one of the ideas that's being implemented. I think this is really important because the future doesn't just happen. We've got to make the future. And Darlington's a great place. It's a fantastic place to work, to live, to come and be entertained. But the truth is, the world is changing out there, and there are really big challenges now for Darlington and a lot more competition out there. We don't operate in a little entity, a little enclave. And what we've got to do is we've got to decide where we want the town, as a community, where we want the town to be. And I've always been a very simple believer in one fundamental truth, which is that you can either have the future shaped for you, or you can shape it yourself. And what this is all about is deciding what sort of future we want for this town.